Govardhan Jaipuria, who's the founder and MD of Valentis Advisors, joining in to discuss his view on the market, what could be the risks and the reasons for this rally. In fact, Jyoti, thank you so much for joining in. And that really is the first question. The way this market has moved, and I'm just talking the Nifty, not even individual stocks, in the last 6 months or so. Of course, it's moved around 70 to 80% in the last 12 months, but just the last 6 months, we've seen a near 35% sort of move. And this is just the frontline Nifty index. The mid cap and the small caps, all of them have rallied so much. It's kind of unprecedented, breathtaking. You wonder what's happening. Does this scare you? Is there any fear of heights?
Mangalam, good morning. So, yeah, basically, it's always good when we have this bull run. And it's always good to be a little skeptical and a little worried because, that curbs the run. But, we did an analysis. So if you look at the last 4, 5, bull runs we've had, all of them have been somewhat similar, that the markets tend to close to double in like 75 weeks or something. So to that extent, it's not unprecedented. It's, what typically happens in, these sort of markets. Now, one thing which, I must point out is we've not had a 10% correction since, May of last year. So the markets have nearly doubled without a 10% correction. Now, those are rare events because if you go back into history, there are only 10% of the years where we've not had a 10% correction. Like in the last 20 years, there have been only 2 years where the market did not give you a 10% correction in a calendar year. So to that extent, what is required now for the market is to get into a time as well as probably a price correction so that it consolidates these gains. Of course, what we have to remember is the whole rally started from a very low base after the market had fallen like 40-50%. So in that sense, if you go back into the previous time, this happened in 2008, and you map, what happened from March 2009 to the markets, it's exactly similar. Actually, it's just behaving exactly what it did from March 2009 to, 1 year after that.
Jyoti, morning. The big talking point today, of course, is this Jackson Hole symposium where everyone's, second guessing whether the, Fed, Chief Jerome Powell at 7:30 p.m. indicates some sort of a taper timeline. So in that context, how worried should we be about a taper tantrum? Because everyone's been saying that India's fiscal position is a lot stronger than what it was in 2013.
Yes, Seema. So, like if you ask anybody what's the risk to markets today, the consensus view is that the risk is of Fed tapering. And if you see, some of the speeches in the Jackson Hole yesterday, they were all indicating that tapering should start. Now, if you go back to now versus 2013, I think, markets probably correct anyway when tapering starts. But there are 3 differences between then and now. One is, tapering has got flagged off much more than it was at that time. So it's not going to be a big surprise. It's going to be like, okay, we've been expecting this, it has come. And so, the reaction of the market may still be down, but it may be a more muted down. Second is if you look at India per se, at that time you were running a current account deficit of 4.5%. Now we are running a current account surplus last year, but even if you go to the previous year, it was less than 1%. So to that extent, the current account is in a much better state. Forex reserves have doubled relative to what it was at that time. So to that extent, India is much better off than 2013 when we were part of the fragile 5. So I think, probably it will lead to some market correction, and I think I would welcome it because I think all of us have been waiting for the correction. But I don't think the correction is going to be as steep or as scary as it was in 2013.
You said everyone's fearing that there would be the taper and that would be the big risk. But if everyone's fearing it, perhaps at some point the market may, factor that in its price already. So if the Fed rate, does go ahead and or the Fed goes ahead and hikes those rates, will there be a burst in the rally? You said that it may not be so much the way it was in 2013, but if there was, to be one, how much could that be? Any guess on that?
It could be 5%. Frankly, I'd be happy if the market falls 10%, and that's what we've been doing in our portfolios also. We've been keeping some cash for a possible market correction. So, if you ask me, frankly, the taper has now become a known risk in the sense everybody's expecting it. So what could be a real unknown risk for the market if we just think about next 6-9 months? It's, probably that the growth does not come. It's not that the taper happens or it doesn't happen. But this whole premise just now is that the economies are recovering. We're going to see sharp growth in the economy. And I think our total unknown risk would be if the economies don't recover. So if you see the US 10-year bond yields, and the bond markets are generally better at forecasting the macro than probably the equity markets are, they seem to be saying a story that the growth is slowing down and the growth is not really coming. So if the growth doesn't come, the taper is not required, the worry of inflation everybody has is not required, but we get into a different risk, which is like we don't get the growth. So I'd rather have the taper, than not have the growth, because a tapering and a Fed rate hike in interest rates is better for the equity markets if you have growth along with it.
Okay, so taper is a known risk. The bigger worry for you is if the expected earnings growth globally does not come through. You said that you're keeping some cash on the sidelines in case we do get that correction. What are the sectors that you like? Where is it that you see opportunity?
So, if we get a correction, what we are looking to buy is like our call is that the Indian economy cycle is turning. Manufacturing, which we have forgotten about for the long time, is where the big turn will come. Because government is spending a lot of money, and at some point the private sector capex also, hopefully the cycle starts to kick in as utilizations pick up. So we are looking at things which will benefit from the government spending, which will benefit from a possible capex cycle. So we are playing capital goods and cement as two spaces which we like, and that's where we'll probably be looking to add in case we get a correction there. The other area which we've been watching quite closely, the real estate, because there are things which are improving over there. We are not buying the real estate sectors per se, but buying a lot of ancillary companies which go into real estate, like wires and cables, tile companies. So these are things which look very attractive to us.
Jyoti, you said it, and the way the markets are moving right now today, the top gainer on the index is L&T. Alongside that, we have some moves coming by for Ultratech Cement as well. Kajaria Tiles, for instance, has been hitting fresh highs already. So we take your point on the kind of stocks that will move forward, and we'll have another word with you, hopefully, at a time when we do not have that correction, if you must. And if we do, it'll be a great buying opportunity, like you said. But, you've been good for the markets for the moment, for sure, because the Nifty Bank has moved into the green as we speak, and it's led by Axis Bank and State Bank of India. The Nifty at the high point of trade. What we'll do is take a short break, come back, talk about the infra space. J. Kumar Infra signed a joint venture with Michigan Engineers. They've gotten an LOA from the Municipal Corporation for a project worth nearly 455 crores.